Stronger.
And now, this is News Views, a newscast for Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, and the world. This is Bill Ratner speaking. And now, Michael Badger.
Hello and welcome to Newsview. I'm Michael Badger, and the first thing comes from WCIA at WCIA.com or IllinoisHomepage.net as they refer to it. Springfield, Illinois. Police are looking for information regarding nearly a dozen criminal acts of damage. Tires were slashed on multiple cars in the parking lot of Walmart on Dirksen and Lejeune during the hours of 3:30 to 8 a.m. April 24th, 2012. They also say here that more than $1,000 worth of damage was caused. Police are searching for the two suspects. One is believed to be a white male in a white hooded sweatshirt who exited a white SUV or minivan. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous and may earn a cash reward. Sangamon and Menard Crime Stoppers. Sangamon and Menard County Crime Stoppers number is 217-788-8427. Again, that's Sangamon County and Menard County Crime Stoppers. That number is 217-788-8427. Or you can go online to tips.us, or you can text TIP 672 to crimes on your texting telephone. That's a tip 672 plus the message to CRIMES. And that's Crime Stoppers of Sangamon and Menard counties. If you know anything about these people who vandalized cars in a Walmart parking lot in Springfield. And in other news, also from WCIA, the minimum wage could go up in Illinois, they say. Doug Knight says we're not business friendly, so why do we want to be even less business friendly than we already are, quote unquote. And he is the owner of Knight's Action Park in Springfield, Illinois. He says he can't believe a lawmaker would consider raising the minimum wage, knowing how hard it is for businesses to survive now. A proposed bill would raise the minimum wage from $8.25 to more than $10. And advocates for this bill say times are changing, as not just a typical teenager earning minimum wage anymore. The bill would also increase minimum wage each year as the cost of living goes up. Excuse me. And the national average is about $7.25 right now for minimum wage. Also, WCIA says police are investigating a bank robbery. In Champaign, police are searching for the suspect of an armed bank robbery. He's described as a black male, about 28 years old, 5'5" to 5'6", 5'6", 130 pounds, with a quote-unquote scruffy goatee. They say he was wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, jeans, and a black leather glove on his left hand. This happened just after 9 a.m. at First Financial on the 1600 block of South Prospect. The suspect handed a note to a teller demanding money. No weapon was seen, but the suspect implied he had a gun. He fled with an undisclosed amount of money. No one was hurt. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 217-373-TIPS. And that's Champaign County Crime Stoppers at 217-373-TIPS. Or 373tips.com, or you can text to TIP 397 plus the information to CRIMES, that's crimes, or 274637. And K9 units were dispatched at the scene of the bank robbery to track any suspects if possible. And Channel 3 is going to have updates, if there are any more, probably. And in other news, according to the dailymail.co.uk, the Mail Online site, massage, foot baths, and walking through wet grass without shoes are all things taking place at the world's first health resort for stressed out toddlers. They say, quote, worries about money, jobs, and the recession have become part of everyday life for many of us, but the strain has become too much to bear for youngsters in Germany, resulting in the first kindergarten with that's for stressed out under 5s. So you have little kids here with bare feet on, walking through wet grass, being led by, I guess, a teacher or their host. And they say experts formulated the program in conjunction with the KNIP Association, the country's largest non-commercial health organization in Germany that is dedicated to the prevention of diseases through a healthy lifestyle. These kindergartners are basically getting their feet and their hands wet in this kindergarten for stressed out toddlers. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Now, according to the Christian Science Monitor, a French debate has captivated 18 million people and has boosted the candidate Hollande in the presidential debate in France. From Paris, news comes that the other night, Francis Hollande has gotten a boost to his recognition and in the polls, And some French analysts and media describe the debate as Mr. Hovind's emergence as a French politician of stature. Until now, few French have seen him embroiled in rough and tumble politics. In an intense record-long 3-hour slugfest viewed by 18 million French, the first and only debate between the two presidential candidates, Mr. Sarkozy, met expectations as he was the tough and skilled verbal swordsman who has led France since 2007. But the significance of the much-awaited debate ahead of the May 6th vote is that Hovind exceeded expectations in a showdown that analysts say he only needed to achieve a draw. Sarkozy's narrowed the gap between himself and Hovind to 4 to 6%, from 8 to 12% 2 weeks ago, and Sarkozy's camp hoped the debate would provide either a chance for Sarkozy to deliver a knockout blow or induce a meltdown by Hovind. And yesterday the president predicted that he would maul Hovind in front of the nation. But that did not happen, they say, and Hovind often matched him point for point and occasionally put him on the defensive. And you can read more about that at the Christian Science Monitor online at csmonitor.com. And in L.A., in Southern California, they're saying the slain ICE agent's 14-year-old son has been arrested on suspicion of murder. The 14-year-old son of that Federal Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent who was shot to death Wednesday night at their Carson home has been arrested on suspicion of murder. The L.A. County Sheriff's officials said this Thursday. The agent, whose name has not been released, was killed by a single shot fired into his house in the 19,300 block of Broad Acres Avenue shortly after 9 p.m., said investigators. Lieutenant Javi Francisco said that the son, who has not been identified, is alleged to have fired the one shot from the backyard with his father's ICE-issued handgun. And you can read more about that at the Los Angeles Times in their local news section under LA Now in that section. And according to the Daily Illini, a new report reveals Champaign police misconduct and the officers are to be disciplined. City of Champaign found policy violations with a controversial arrest last summer, which involved an officer pepper spraying and allegedly choking a college-age black man in the back seat of a police cruiser. City officials released a report Wednesday on the department's internal investigation, they say, and the results of that investigation were announced almost 3 months after the city of Champaign voted against hiring an outside contractor to investigate the June 5th arrest. In February, an internal team of police began to investigate the citizen complaint about the arrest. You can read more about that at the Daily Illini, and this is according to Rafael Guerrero, I believe that's his name, at the Daily Illini, which is one of our local news publications. Their website's dailyillini.com. And according to therepublic.com, CEOs unhappy with Illinois business climate, but firm says the state is making the right moves. This according to the Associated Press's David Mercer. And you can read more about that if you want to. They say the survey was of 650 corporate CEOs, released Wednesday by Chief Executive Magazine, and ranked Illinois 48th among the 50 U.S. states for its business climate, the same position as a year ago. Texas was ranked number 1 in the current survey, and Indiana is ranked 5th. And also, we have other news here from WICD15.com. They say that in Champaign County, after the tornado touched down in Piatt and Champaign County, they have found out that the National Weather Service never issued a tornado watch. Now, let me just interject here that is pretty unusual, I'd say. I think this tornado came very suddenly. It formed suddenly. It went down, touched down on the ground suddenly. And they say here, according to WICD15.com, continuing with their story here, they say, instead of receiving a tornado watch, we received a warning in these counties minutes before the tornado touched the ground. Chris Miller of Lincoln's National Weather Service is warning the guy who is warning coordinator and meteorologist said it was just one storm expected to affect a couple of counties, and Oklahoma's National Weather Service thought it would be handled through Lincoln's warning. Well enough, I guess. On a local level, Rick Atterbury of the Champaign County Emergency Management Agency and public information officer of that said that although Tuesday's tornado caught them off guard, they were still prepared. Says Maureen Gilsovic, I think that's how you say her name, at WICD TV, and in Danville, Illinois, which is east of Champaign-Urbana and getting all pretty close to Indiana when you're in that part of Illinois. In Danville, the Humane Society of Danville will remain the city's animal control officer until August 21st, at least, of this year. The Danville City Council met Tuesday to decide the future of the city's animal control contract. At that meeting, aldermen heard statements from people who say they have seen horrible conditions at the facility, but in the end it wasn't enough to sway an alderman to vote in favor of terminating the services of that humane society in Danville, Illinois. Don't know who filed this story, it doesn't say, but that's at WICD15.com. I think we'll take a break, come back and do the weather, and yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And here's your NewsView weather forecast. Friday night, a low of 65 degrees with a chance of thunderstorms, pop 40%. Saturday, high 82 degrees Fahrenheit, chance of thunderstorms, pop 30%. Saturday night, 62 degrees Fahrenheit for your low. Chance of thunderstorms, pop of 40%. Sunday, high of 82 degrees, chance of thunderstorms, 40% pop. Sunday night, low 61 degrees, chance of thunderstorms. This has been your NewsView weather forecast for South Central Illinois. I'm Michael Badger.
Coming up next on UPTV at 9:30, Fast Forward, and at 12:30, R&R TV.